Being chronically ill is a full-time job. Let me prove it. Come with me for 6 hours and 14 minutes of medical tasks I had to do throughout the day. If you're chronically ill or disabled, you've probably gotten the comment, wow, I wish I could stay home all day and relax. And unfortunately, it seems like a lot of healthy, able-bodied people believe that that's really all there is to chronic illness. And they don't realize just how much time goes into being chronically ill and disabled and the necessary tasks that come with it. I started my day heading to physical therapy. Fortunately, my physical therapist isn't super far from my apartment, only about 12 minutes. And I'm really grateful for that because I go every week and I've been going every week for more than 2 years now. My sessions usually range between 1 hour and an hour and 15 minutes or so. Sometimes I need more time to rest in between exercises, and today was one of those days. After physical therapy, instead of heading right home, I had to stop at Walgreens to pick up my medication. I swear that I'm at Walgreens at least 3 times a week because none of my medications line up in terms of refills, and if I try to get them all in one go, my insurance says it's too soon to refill XYZ ABC medications, so instead I get to just go several times a week, every week. So then after I picked up my medication, I had to wait in line a while. I always end up timing it wrong at Walgreens. I never get there when there's no line, so that's awesome. I came home, I took my medication, of course. I really should be taking it before physical therapy, but I'm nauseous in the mornings, and so I have a hard time eating, and I don't want to take my medication on an empty stomach. After I took my medication, I sat down at my desk to do the pre-check-in for my GI psychologist appointment. This was my second session with her, and when I first saw her, I was worried that I was just gonna essentially be gaslit. I really like my doctor. I don't think that's what my experience is going to be like at all. We will be trying hypnosis, which sounds kind of cuckoo crazy for Cocoa Puffs, but I'm really interested in it, so we'll see what happens there. I'm hoping I'll get some relief of my GI symptoms. I know, of course, the brain-gut connection is so strong, so we'll see what happens. After that appointment, I had to message my pain management doctor. We've been working very slowly through the process of getting a spinal cord stimulator. We are now at the trial portion, so I messaged him to update him on the locations of my pain and where it's the worst, and to ask if we could move the spinal cord stimulator we were planning on doing down a bit to help my lower body pain. After that, I had to call my insurance about medication coverage. I swear every single month there is a different medication that they're like, oh, we're not covering this, and then they're confused and they're like, oh, we are covering this once I call, but I always end up on hold forever, and I hate the hold music. I just want them to let me be on hold in peace. It makes me crazy. It makes me miserable. Stop the hold music. So I got that figured out. I didn't film me actually talking to the insurance representative because I was having a meltdown, and that of course means that when I hung up, I just had to sit there and contemplate my existence. After that, I had to call my dermatologist because I've been having more flare-ups of my psoriasis, and my insurance stopped covering the cream that I've been using for years. Naturally, of course they did. So I had seen my dermatologist about a week before this. He told me that he would look into a different cream, and yesterday I got a letter in the mail from insurance and they said, we're not covering this one either. You can pay $800 for it though if you want it. And then I got hung up on. Okay, cool. So then I called back again, and I of course got to re-navigate the automated call system that takes forever. I was on hold again, but at least it was only about 6 minutes. This time I finally got a real person on the phone, but his nurse was on lunch, so they said that they would call me back. Truthfully, I was not holding out hope that they would actually call me back, because most of the time when they say they'll call me back, they don't, and then I end up calling until I can finally get someone that can help me on the phone. After that, I called my dentist's office so I could reschedule my 6-month cleaning, and I actually had a great time on this phone call because I could hear the music they were playing in the office, so while she was pulling up my chart and looking at the calendar, I was just vibing, having the time of my life.
1 hour for that. Okay, let me take a look at his schedule.
But anyways, I needed to reschedule my cleaning that's in mid-January because I'm going to be home in New York for the holidays, and I'm planning on sticking around until sometime mid-January. I just don't know when I'm coming back. Look at that, my dermatologist called me back, and of course I'm missing it. So my cleaning was rescheduled for later in January, and then of course you can guess what I did next. I called my dermatologist back and prayed that they would answer. And they actually did answer right away. It was such a pleasant surprise. But
Give me 1 second, I'm just gonna put you on a brief hold.
yep, it happened. I'm back on hold. And then I was asking myself a really important question that I need the answer to. Naturally, and I think understandably, I started losing my mind a little bit. And then I became even more frustrated because they were telling me I need to come into the office for this and be evaluated by my doctor when I was literally in the office for a follow-up appointment about this 1 week ago. And guess what? They said that they would talk to my doctor and get back to me, and they never got back to me. And like when you look at it like this, with the time adding up on the screen, it's so obvious all of the things that you have to do behind the scenes and how long it actually takes. It's not as simple as just calling once, getting the answer you need, and checking it off your list. So I wrote my primary care doctor because I saw her last week, and I forgot to ask about my hair loss, about like potentially doing blood work to look for deficiencies, and I got this message. Unfortunately, despite seeing you so recently, we'll still need to set up an in-person appointment. That's wild. That's really wild. So I read that message. I replied saying, all right, I hear you. And then fortunately, I was able to schedule my appointment online, which was great. Thrilled to check that off my list. And then after that, I had to message my neurologist. My neurologist is the one that manages my POTS and my IST. And we've been really going through it lately because I'm not really responding to any of the treatments we've tried. And we've tried a lot. So we've been talking about potentially doing a spinal cord stimulator. Originally, the conversation started with doing it for pain. And then I got the impression from my neurologist that the spinal cord stimulator was the only other option we had for my POTS. And I was very confused by that because from what my pain management doctor told me, from what I've researched and what I've learned, it's not for POTS, it's for pain. And obviously that's a significant surgery if I were to say I'd like to pursue this and go through all the steps and do the trial. Like, that's not something I want to trial if I'm misinformed about it. I have to get ready and head to my appointment with my neurogastroenterologist. I haven't seen her in 3 months. This is just a follow-up, make sure everything's stable, just to check in. Everything is not stable. I've been quite constipated, and I'm actually expecting her to order an x-ray to look at stool burden. We'll see if she does order it. That's a little depressing because it'd be my 6th x-ray this year to look at how constipated I am. You know, I'm so sorry if that was TMI to me. I've said it before on this channel, and I'll keep saying it. TMI to me means tell me immediately. I feel like a lot of times it's kind of taboo to talk about, but I feel like it helps a lot of people learn, oh, I'm not alone in what I'm going through. It actually is really ridiculous what I'm going through. So I headed to see my NeuroGI, and unfortunately they're doing construction, so I couldn't go the normal way. So I asked security how to get there. They sent me to the complete other side of the building. Turns out that was not the way to go, so I had to go back down to the lobby and go all the way over to the other side. But I finally ended up where I'm supposed to be, about 5 minutes early. But I was so relieved that they called me back only 2 minutes after my appointment time. And then once they checked me all in, then I waited for my doctor for about 12 minutes. My appointment was fine. Nothing really exciting happened. Really, we just talked about me being constipated and my stomach pain, and she increased the dose of my medication. But no x-ray for me. And you're welcome for that information. After that, I was finally able to head home again. We'll be home for the night, but I still have one more medical task to do before bed. And I was fighting for my life because the Uber reeked of cigarette. My cat was so happy to see me. Isn't she the cutest thing ever?
Hi, I missed you. I miss you so much.
I'm sorry, I have to give you a little cat segment here. Isn't she so cute? She loves jumping and then usually scratches me, but I endure because I love her so much. And finally it came, my last medical task for the day, and that was refilling my pill organizer, my little pill dispenser, which is so fun with my medications. And wait until I hold up this medication dispenser. It is so amazing. I literally look forward to taking my medications because of this thing. It's great. Here it is. I have to put it on the stand. There you go. Look. Oh my gosh, isn't it so fun? I'm sorry. I really enjoy it. And of course, once my medication was organized and all ready to go, I took my medication. It usually takes me a couple minutes to take my medication. I used to be the girl that would just take all of them in one go, but I've choked on them too many times for me to be comfortable doing that. So instead of just doing it all at once and potentially choking, I just break it up a little bit. Being chronically ill is a full-time job. We're not just sitting at home doing nothing. And imagine how much greater of a challenge it is for people who are working full-time. If they're working 9 to 5, when are they supposed to do all of this? There's so much that goes on behind the scenes that a lot of people don't know about. Chronic illness is a full-time job.